Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Over the last couple months I've been receiving requests to share with you how to make a solid dish soap. So I have been hard at work formulating and testing recipes and using some for about a month now, and I've come up with one that I feel really comfortable sharing with you today. Solid dish soaps are great because they're eco-friendly. They require very little packaging or packaging that you can actually reuse. And if you learn to make your own, then you could actually be saving money over the year on your actual dish soap. And you can create an all-natural formula as well. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you a full visual step-by-step process and tutorial from beginning to end on how to make this unique product. I'm also going to be sharing with you why I've chosen the ingredients that I've chosen for this formula. If you would like the full written recipe with percentages, amounts, links to where I purchased everything, and a full written step-by-step detailed tutorial, please head on over to my Patreon campaign. You'll be able to unlock this formula at just the $5 level. Not only will you be able to unlock this recipe at the $5 level, but you'll be able to unlock literally hundreds of recipes and posts, all for the same $5 pledge. There are also 4 other tiers to take advantage of if you're interested, and at sign up we're still offering a $5 or $10 coupon code to Online Labels, which happens to be my favorite supplier for labels. So if you sign up at the $5 level and you get the $5 coupon and you use it, you're essentially getting that first month free, or same with the $10 and the $10 pledge. I'm going to place the link to my campaign in the description box below. I really hope you'll check it out. If you've been on the fence, the new year is a perfect time to start something like this and learn a new skill, or perhaps just enhance a skill that you already have. And don't forget, there are also now probably 11 listings on my Etsy store if you're interested in just certain style recipes or types. I have bundle style recipes by like and kind over on my Etsy store. I'll put the link in the description box below for you. All right, let's make some solid dish soap. So the first thing you're going to do is prepare your lye and water solution. You want to make sure you're wearing goggles, long sleeves, gloves, long pants, and closed-toed shoes. Lye is very caustic, especially when it's mixed with your water, and it will burn your skin if it comes into contact with your skin or your eyes. You also don't want to breathe in the fumes, so make sure you're in a very well-ventilated area. Weigh off the water first, then you can weigh off the lye. Don't ever do it the other way around. If you weigh your lye off first and then pour your water over it, you risk the solution creating a small volcano and coming out over the top of your container. So then you just want to make sure you stir it up really well. The solution will turn clear, and then you're going to set it aside to cool. It is going to get very hot, so you want it to come down in temperature a little. Next, you want to go ahead and weigh off your oils and your fats. And here are my coconut oil, canola oil, and stearic acid. Now I am using coconut oil for its high cleansing properties. It'll give you lots of bubbles, and it has very good cleansing properties. I'm using canola oil because it's a cheap oil, and because this is a dish soap, you don't want to use anything super expensive. Both canola and coconut are very inexpensive, and they have great cleansing powers, and both of those oils will give you really good bubbles. Stearic acid is used here to create a really hard bar of soap. So this is going to be a long-lasting hard bar of soap because of the stearic acid that we're using. Then you're going to just go ahead and place the whole container into your microwave. Microwave this for about 3 minutes until everything is melted down. Okay, so now that our oils and stearic acid and lye and water solution have come down in temperature to around 120 degrees, it's time to go ahead and start making this solid dish soap. But I have to prepare one ingredient here before we get to making the actual soap. This is the kind of tricky part of this recipe. However, I will try to break it down for you step by step and show you how I have done it. So this is borax right here. Now the reason why we're going to be incorporating borax into our solid dish soap is because it's a fantastic cleanser. It helps to degrease and really clean your dishes. And you'll see, I'll do a little demo for you at the end of this video. It really cleans the dishes very well without leaving any soapy residue or water dots or stains on it. It's safe for a bunch of different surfaces, including stainless steel, so it works great on your pots and pans. So that's the reason why we're incorporating borax. But we have to dissolve the borax before we use it in the soap. So I have reduced the water in this recipe, and some of that water reduction, all of the water reduction is here. I have to boil this water and dissolve the borax before we go ahead and put it into the soap. And we will put it into the soap at trace. It gets a little tricky because if the water is not hot enough, or as it starts to cool, the borax starts to kind of crystallize and make a cloudy white water. That's okay. I'll show you how that works when we get to that point. So I'm going to go ahead and boil this water, get this incorporated, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so my water is boiling hot, as you can see, and we're just going to start to incorporate this over the top of the borax powder and get this dissolved. Now, at this point, you have to work rather quickly, but that's about as good as it gets. It's not going to go totally clear just because of the water and borax ratio, but we want to make sure it stays hot. So that's that. We're going to set this aside, and then now we're going to go ahead and combine our lye and water solution with our oils. Make sure my stick blender's on low. There we go. Now, again, this is a water reduction because we needed to use some of this water to dissolve the borax. So it'll have full water when we're all said and done. It's important to have another stick blender handy because, as you saw, my other one just crapped out on me. So here we are with another stick blender. Always, never a dull moment when you're soap making. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and combine my essential oil here. We're just using Bergomot Essential Oil. It's got a nice bright lime fragrance to it. It's very clean smelling. And then we're going to go ahead and get this combined, and then we'll add the borax. All right, and then once we add in the borax, things are going to move rather quickly because the water is still very hot. So this is kind of a tricky little situation here. Kind of just have to move fast. We're just going to go ahead and add in our borax water. And then we're going to stick blend this to combine. And then once this looks medium trace or so, you want to go ahead and pour. You don't want to wait till it gets too thick to pour, because then it gets kind of hard. But I have noticed with Bergomot Essential Oil and Canola Oil, things are slower to trace. So this is a good combination to use when you're working with like soap that's not room temperature, because it still doesn't move super, super fast. So we're sitting here at sort of a medium trace. I'll go ahead and take a look at it. See if we're ready to go. Yeah, and everything is well combined. It smells really bright and cheery. Just a good fragrance oil, I think, for dishes. And it's actually an essential oil, so this is considered a natural soap. I'm actually going to blend this up just a little bit more just to make sure it's a little bit thicker than it was, which is just a good consistency. We're sitting at a medium trace. So we're going to go ahead and pour this soap. Now we're going to go ahead and use these cute little ramekin dishes here. I got these on Amazon. I'll place the link below. But I think they're really, really cute, and they were actually not that expensive at all. They were pretty inexpensive. So we're going to place 6 ounces into each ramekin. So I'm just going to go ahead and weigh it off. I'll set that aside. Alright, here are our solid dish soaps. I think they look so cute in these little ramekin dishes, each their own little color. So you go ahead and let these set up, and we're going to go ahead and let these set up, and then I'll give you a finished picture of what they look like when they're all set up. And then also you have to let these cure like you would with any cold process soap. They need to set up for 4 to 6 weeks, and I'll be back to give you a little bit of a use demo. Okay, so I'm back to go ahead and give you a little bit of a use demo here. So I did make some previous batches in little pucks here so that you could actually use these to just refill. Like once you use up all of your soap in this container, you could just refill it with a puck. This one doesn't fit very good in this size, but you get the idea. So anyway, you're just gonna store it into a little dish like this, and then you're gonna create a lather using a little bamboo scrub brush. So I also got these bamboo scrub brushes off of Amazon. Of course, you can use any type of scrub brush that you want, but this is just the one that fits nicely into this type of container. So you're just going to wet your brush down. I'm excited to show you how well these suds up. So that's one of the reasons I like to use canola oil for this recipe, because canola oil does give really big bubbles. That in combination with your coconut oil, you're going to get a lot of really, really good bubbles and great cleansing power. So there's the lather that it's drawing up with just that little bit of water that I used. And then I want to demo it a little bit on a dish. So here's a dirty bowl that was sitting in my sink, although it doesn't look that dirty. It's been rinsed, but just go ahead and give you a little bit of an idea about how that works. So I'm just going to get a little bit of my suds onto my brush here and just give it a good scrubbing like that. Now the thing I kind of like about this, look at that recipe, is that it rinses off really, really cleanly, and that's just due to the actual borax that we put in the recipe, in the formula. So it just, I'll show you how nice and good it rinses. So you're just gonna, clean your dish. It works really, really great on pots and pans, which I am not demoing for you here today, but just to give you an idea of the rinse off. And there you go, a nice clean dish. So it really is an effective dish soap. All right, everybody, that's how you make a beautiful solid dish soap. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something. I hope it inspired you. If it did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Please remember to comment or question below. I'd love to answer any questions for you. I'd love to know also, if you try this formula, how you like it. Subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share this video with a friend. All right, everybody, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.